sharing. And coming up next, the next session is why Thailand is the ideal hub for open source, digital nomads, and startup. So this talk, please welcome คุณ Chanon Pattrathiranond นะคะจาก from True Digital Park ยินดีเรียนเชิญนะคะคุณ Chanon คือบนเวทีค่ะ Thank you very much. Mr. Chanon, he is the head of international business development at True Digital Park, and he going to give us a talk about the digital economy in Thailand. And yeah, please welcome him.
Thank you. Yeah, so I have around 20 minutes to convince you guys to start a business here and hopefully choose Thailand as your hub. Yeah, so I think we can get started. Yeah, with the clicker. Thank you. Yeah, so first of all, we are very honored for FOSSASIA to choose us as the venue space for this amazing event. So I'll walk you through. Yep, so over the past 6 years, we've been working with many partners, whether it's from the government, VCs, universities, and also leading tech corporates. We have more than 5,800 players, and we hopefully have more. So hopefully we can add a lot more. If you guys want to get involved in this ecosystem in Thailand, you can let us know. So quick number at a glance, right? So Thailand, I would say, is quite a sizable economy. So we have around 69 million in terms of population-wise, and also we are spending around 246 US billion per year, which is the second largest in Southeast Asia. But what I think is quite unique is that we spend a lot of time on social media, right? So if you have a chance to go to any of the cafes or walk around any places, you would see a lot of people on their phones. So we spend around 9 hours per day on the internet, which might be a good thing, might not be a good thing, but it also could be an opportunity for you. In terms of internet speed, we are actually the 13th in the world in terms of like broadband fixed speeds, which might not be the first thing when you think of Thailand, right? People might see us, maybe I get some questions when I go abroad. Do you guys still ride elephants to go to school? So these numbers might surprise you. Yep, so the infrastructure is there. A quick overview of the startup ecosystem. So I think, to be honest, as an ecosystem builder, there's still a lot of rooms to grow. Having said that, there's also opportunities, right? So we are 54th in the world, 4th in Southeast Asia. We have 4 unicorns. Might not be or may not be recognizable to you, but we have a flash logistics company because we spend a lot of time on social media. We buy a lot of things online. So e-commerce is one of the most booming industries in Thailand. We have Lineman Wongnai, which is a food delivery logistics startup. We have ASEAN Money, is a fintech. Their main product is called True Money Wallet, which is an e-wallet, and they expanded to many other countries outside of Thailand as well. And last but not least is Open, which is a fintech startup. So the rising sectors in Thailand, I would say, would be the fintech, because 63% of the Thai population is still remained unbanked or underbanked, even though the government came out with a scheme called PromptPay, in which it's a very easy way to purchase items through our mobile banking system. Health tech, we are a world-class destination for medical treatment. So I see a lot of many foreigners choose Thailand as a digital wellness hub. They came here to stay longer periods of time to get world-class treatments. And last but not least is agri-tech. We're an agriculture country with contributing more than 8%, with a third of the labor force in this industry. This is a quick glimpse of the Thailand tech ecosystem. So if you want to venture into the Thai tech ecosystem, this would be the picture that you might have to have in mind. So we started off, we have the media events and community builder. So we have TechSauce, we have True Digital Park ourselves, we have RISE, Digital Council of Thailand, which has recently moved into the building. We have accelerators and incubators, for example, SpaceF, which is a leading food tech accelerator. In terms of platforms, we have the National Digital ID, we have the PromptPay system that I mentioned to you about. Regulations-wise, the government, the three main bodies that you have to be aware of doing business here as a foreigner is the Digital Economy DEPA, the National Innovation Agency NIA, and last but not least the Thailand Board of Investment. Talent-wise, these are all the leading Thai universities in case you're looking for interns, hiring employees or finding partnerships with. And fundings in Thailand is quite dominated by corporate venture capitalists. A lot of the big corporates have their own CVC arm in which they're the most active in Thailand. So why Thailand, right? So maybe why did I put these two pictures? Any show of hands, you guys know any of these at all? Yep. So we have Mudeng, right? A very famous hippopotamus, pygmy, and also butter bear, which is recently popped up in the news. But Thailand is known to be quite a unique country. So these are the things that apparently became very famous. Nothing to do with tech, nothing to do with knowledge, but sometimes in Thailand, some unique things manage to become popular. The first reason is the competitive cost structure. So this is no secret. The cost of living in Thailand is relatively cheap. So you can, a family of four estimated at only about $2,100 without rent per year. A single person can get by comfortably, I would say, even in Bangkok, around 20,000 Thai baht per month, or around $600. And last but not least, the cost of living in Thailand on average compared to the United States is almost 50% lower. On the other side, what are the cost of doing business, right? So we talked about the cost of living. Business-wise, our, for example, prime office occupancy rates is 50% of the cost of even Ho Chi Minh, our neighboring country. 40% the cost of Seoul and Singapore, and only 25% of New Delhi, Tokyo, and Beijing. So it's relatively cheap to get a company office space here. And last but not least is I have a lot of questions from my foreigner friends of like how much it is the salary range if I were to hire a Thai person. So I brought a research from Adecco. So as you can see, the starting range is fairly low, only 50,000 Thai baht, or around 500 USD. Obviously, if we look at the IT or STEM graduates, it's a bit higher, but you can still get by, for example, 25,000 to 200,000, or only around like 5,000 USD for a leading developer in the mid-range. So it's relatively cheap and affordable to hire Thai developers. Reason number two, suitable for foreigners. So we have a very established expat community. So you won't be alone if you want to find any foreigner friends. So we have approximately 2 million foreigners. The three leading nationalities would be Japanese, the UK, and the US, and China, and mainland China. And the three main hubs are Bangkok, which is, we are here now, and everyone's quite known about it, Chiang Mai in the north, and last but not least is Koh Phangan. So if you've never been to Koh Phangan, I would encourage you to visit. It's a kind of like a remote island known for the full moon party, which initially I thought it's just a party island, but when I went there, it's very vibrant with expats. Their lives are I'm very jealous of their lifestyle, right? So they can work, after working for 2 hours, they can visit the mountains, they will work next to the beach, go to many of the fitness and boxing classes, yoga. So they live a very comfortable and like relaxing lifestyle on top of their work. Necessities. So as previously mentioned, we are one of the countries with the best health security and also healthcare system. So you can find all the leading hospitals here located in Bangkok, or the leading medical staffs as well. We are also equipped. So if you have family, kids, or dependents, we have more than 183 international schools located in 18 different cities. So if you have a child or someone who needs to go to school here, they are readily available for world-class education system. And last but not least is the tasty foods, right? And the most important thing is that it's available 24/7. So some of you guys might work past the normal 9 to 5 range, I would assume. And so if you're hungry at 2 a.m., it's very, very easy to get fried chicken or even like banh mi or like instant noodle outside, which is very super convenient. And the last point is expat safety. So we are considered one of the safest country in Southeast Asia. Very few violent crimes. However, you should always be mindful of some pickpocketing in crowded areas because we're a tourism country, ranging from, and sometimes taking taxis, they might charge you over as a foreigner. So be mindful of that and make sure they turn on the meter in their taxis. Reason number 3 is the ease of doing business. So we are third in ASEAN in terms of the ease of doing business, which takes in factors such as how hard it is, taking time and money into account of how hard it is to set up a company, which is relatively easy. The corporate tax rate is lower than most Western countries at 20%. And there's also many types of visa that the government just launched to attract leading talents such as you guys to come into the country. For example, the SMART visa, the long-term resident visa, and the newly launched digital nomad visa, which is you can stay in Thailand for 5 years with very, very little application fee and very minimal requirements. And also in terms of company formation, the BOI also has a scheme where you can so normally if to open a Thai company, you would need a 51% Thai ownership. However, the the government has a program in which you're eligible to apply if you fit into the scheme, that you can be 100% owned foreign ownership. So in case some of you want to start a business here, and we're home to many international corporates. However, having said all of that, these are the challenges that we foresee. So, and I think we're currently facing. So we're still shortage of talent. So we're still lacking of tech talent or STEM graduates. We're still relatively low in terms of English literacy. And also we're having an aging population and lower birth rates. So we're becoming an aging population in the near future. Funding, so there's very limited access to early stage funding. Taxes on startup investments, risk-taking culture. So I think Thai, we're still a conservative country to a certain extent. So the idea of doing open source, the idea of doing startups on your own is still a thing that we might have to convince our parents who might not be comfortable with that. So a lot of talented tech developers, graduates, or entrepreneurs are still choosing the corporate route instead of going to venture out and doing their own thing. And a lack of role model. So we have little to no, I would say, startups or founder or developers that are role model to these younger generations. Yeah, so how does that all come in? So we are trying to build a space here at Studio Park where everyone can exchange knowledge, collaborate. So we have many types of services. We provide event space such as this one. We have experience center. So after this, if you have time, I would encourage you to walk around our facility to see all the leading companies that open their showcase areas for people to walk in and form partnerships. Yeah. For example, we have an event space. The biggest one is this one, the Grand Hall. So in case you guys want to hold any sort of events, we're very open and sometimes even sponsor because we really want to build a tech community here in Thailand. Yep, so these are kind of like the example of companies that we have in our building. So we have companies from across the globe, big corporates, Dow Chemicals, Google from the United States. We have Ricoh, Mitsubishi Electric from Japan, LG and Hyundai from South Korea, ZTE from China, for example. All these have a showcase area. So if you're looking to partner or plug in your solutions, or open source solutions with these big corporates, they're always looking. So if you have time, feel free to walk around the building or even talk to our team outside. Having said all that, right, navigating to a different country might be a hassle. So we provide all the service, I would say one-stop service for you. So we have the incubation program. We're an authorized visa certified agent. So if you're, hopefully, I can convince you to stay in Thailand for longer, right? So these are the options for you. So if you're interested in any of these visas, we have a booth outside located for you. Yep, that's it for my talk today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Kun Chanon, to share us about the startup ecosystem in Thailand.